All right, so the Browns think they've got some bulletin board material for the Leos.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Welcome in, everybody. We got a Friday edition of Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Matt Dery with you. Today is Friday, September the 26th, and the Saturday, September the 27th. Thanks for making this your first listen, everybody, and checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Lions and Browns coming up Sunday, 1 o'clock on Fox from Ford Field. If you are going to the game, congratulations. You get to avoid having to listen to Jonathan Vilma call the game. Yes, for the second time in the first 4 weeks, we get Kenny Albert and Vilma. Oh, Lord of mercy. Jonathan Vilma referred to Jahmyr Gibbs as Jamar Gibbs about 10 times last season. The other day when the Lions played the Bears, he kept calling Brian Branch Dion Branch. Thanks for finding us wherever you get your podcasts. Shout out to our everydayers. We got listeners out there that love our podcast, that watch us on our YouTube channel or listen to us on Apple, Spotify. That includes Derek Miller, Jeff Gallagher. Appreciate you guys. The great Sarah Frazier. Congratulations to Sarah and Ryan Batens for their big win at Fire and Flannel in Troy at the Troy Chamber the other day. My guy Chris Ayat is an everydayer. The Michigan's, oh my gosh, True Spirit podcast. I almost messed that up. He and Eric Wayne do a great show. I was a guest the other day. Go and find them. Chris Ayat, former Tigers and Pistons beat writer. Awesome dude. He and Eric Wayne, who used to be known as Phil Cokesbrain on Twitter. Yes, that Eric Wayne. Michigan's True Spirit podcast. Check them out. I was on the other day. Find it wherever you get your podcasts. And Michael Z-E-E, also an everydayer. We got to talk about Terrion Arnold. We got to talk about Taylor Decker. We got to talk and do a call of the day. If you want to be our call of the day, go to speakpipe.com/Dery podcast page. But we start with this. Here in Detroit, this is no big deal. All right, no big deal at all. Lions offensive coordinator John Morton spoke the other day, and he was asked about the Browns' number one defense, right? Very good defense the Browns have, led by Myles Garrett. And Johnny Moe also complimented the Browns' number one run defense the other day, but said, quote, "I don't think they've seen a run game like ours yet," end quote. So today, the Cleveland writers asked Myles Garrett, Browns All-Pro and Pro Bowl defensive end, and I think the best edge rusher in the game, and maybe the best defensive player in the game, about Johnny Moe's comments about the Browns' run defense and what he just had to say. And Garrett responded by saying, quote, "He's entitled to his opinion." Said this today. "He hasn't seen a defensive front like ours, and he's entitled to say what he wants. And we have the privilege to see who's right. I think it'll be a battle of ideologies. And I think our DC also has some things to say, and we have to be the ones who put it into action. So we have to meet and see who's right," end quote. A lot of entitled to his opinion blasts going out there. Browns need motivation. The Browns, according to our friends at FanDuel, are 10.5-point underdogs on Sunday at Ford Field. The Lions offense is humming again. All right. They smashed the Ravens on Monday night. They went like a hot knife through butter on Ben Johnson's Bears and put up a 50 spot just 2 weeks ago. Now the Lions are back at home. They're feeling good. They won 2 in a row. Browns are lathering up a little bit. They got a win the other day. They knocked off the Packers and held the Go Pack Goes to 10 points. They do have the best run defense in the league. Their front is great. All right, Myles Garrett is great. Mason Graham is really good. All right, they've got good players there. They've got Aiden Huntington. We got Aiden Hutchinson. So they've held Derrick Henry in check. They've held Josh Jacobs in check. They held Chase Brown in check. They faced 3 pretty good running attacks, although the Bengals do more passing than running. We know that in the first 3 weeks. Small sample size. Browns defense 2 years ago was number 1 in the league. under Jim Schwartz, the DC that Myles Garrett was referring to. But at home, where the Lions play so well and where they're going to have their crowd in it, and what we saw last week against a good Ravens team. Now, I know the Ravens defense has not been great to start the year, but bulletin board material, talking back and forth, he could say what he wants. We'll see. Bottom line is this, all right? The Lions have got to find Myles Garrett wherever he is. If he's on the left side with Taylor Decker, if he's on the right side with Penei Sewell. All right. They've got to establish their will and do what their offensive line has done the last 2 weeks. And those guys deserve a lot of credit. We were on them after the opener in Green Bay. But since Graham Glasgow, Tate Ratledge, Christian Mahogany, and that group have really excelled. And when you've got a back like David Montgomery, who has just been unbelievable after contact, carrying tacklers, I agree with what John Morton says. They have not seen a run game like ours. I don't think that's a knock on the Browns. I don't think it's some sort of bulletin board material like the Browns took on some pansies the first 3 weeks. Not at all. I think John Morton is right. Who has a better running game, the Bengals or the Lions? The Lions. Who has a better running game, Green Bay or the Lions? The Lions. Who has a better running game, Baltimore or the Lions? You can make an argument that Baltimore's is really good with Derrick Henry. But look at the numbers. Jahmyr Gibbs and David Montgomery are a blowtorch. The Lions' offensive line is really, really solid. And the Browns are having to face a very good team this week. Now, they faced a very good team last week. They were at home. Their defense stood up and made a game of it, right? Jordan Love threw a terrible pick in the fourth quarter that Grant Delpit scooped up and got the Browns back into that game. Got the field goal, of course, then scored a touchdown, blocked the field goal, came down on Andre Schmidt. Holy Schmidt, as the Breaking T t-shirt says, hits a 55-yarder, and the Browns win 13-10. But you know what the Packers did not do? Ball control, right? I think that's where the Lions are so good. Their play-action passing game. The passing game sets up the run game. The run game sets up the play-action passing game. It's a complementary brand of offense. And while we can go back and forth, Myles Garrett, we'll see what, Jim Schwartz is good. And Jim Schwartz coming back to Detroit takes things very personally. What was it, 10 years ago or 8 years ago? He came back with the Bills and he told his team, he told his players to carry him off the field as sort of a redemption and a nose thumbing at the Lions. like the Lions cared. Okay, Jim, you got us. I mean, Jim Schwartz is best known for his Jimmy handshake routine here and spiking his headset after a win. Jim Schwartz did some good things here. Jim Schwartz took the Lions to the playoffs, but so did Jim Caldwell, right? So the Lions have, since Jim Schwartz was here, they've had 3 coaches since. So I don't know if Schwartz is all jazzed up about coming back to Ford Field. It's been years since he's been here, a long time. Jim Caldwell took over after him. Matt Patricia took over after him. And now Dan Campbell's been here in year 5. So we'll see where this goes. Browns have some really good pieces on defense. I love Denzel Ward. Their nickel cornerback spot, as Spencer German told us yesterday in our Thursday crossover, is a big concern for them after the MJ Emerson injury for the season. So we'll see where this goes here. But I like the Lions' chances. I picked them yesterday on the crossover to win 31-17. If the Browns want to use that as bulletin board material, it really isn't much. John Morton saying they haven't seen a run offense like us, I don't think is inaccurate. And I don't think John Morton's a trash talker here. He's been in the OC for 3 games. But if the Browns need that for motivation, go for it. Bottom line with the Browns is their offense sucks. They've got Judkins. They've got Judy. They don't have a quarterback. Their O-line is very banged up. And they have a hard time scoring. And so if they can't score, they're not going to beat the Lions. Because the way you beat the Lions is you got to outscore them. Ask the Ravens. All right, coming up next, let's get into some Terrion transparency. Kelvin Shepard spoke yesterday, did not mince words. Not sure I believe everything he's saying. And we'll have an update on Taylor Decker and the injury situation. We'll do all of that coming up next, right here on Locked On Lions. And a Locked On Lions for today is brought to you by our friends at Square. Yes, your favorite neighborhood spots, all run on Square. There are certain businesses that truly make the neighborhood feel like home, whether it's the local sports bar packed on game days, the coffee shop that knows your order by heart, or the corner deli that's been serving your community for decades. These are the places that bring people together. When neighborhood businesses thrive, the whole neighborhood thrives. All right. Couple of spots that I love that I know use Square right here in the D. Detroit Cookie Company. I love that place. Their cookies are unreal. They run on Square. What about Shake Shack? Hall Road represent. Aaron Hall Road. Downtown. They've got it there. Cork and Gable there in Corktown. Also run on Square. Those are some cool local spots right here, as we like to say, in the D. All right. Those local spots are what make the neighborhood feel like home. And so many of them, like I said, run on Square. Square is a proud partner of more than 4 million neighborhood businesses around the world. You can go to square.com/go/LockedOnNFL to learn more. Before you do, go support your favorite neighborhood spot. You'll be happy you did. Square, see you in the neighborhood. And Locked On Lions as well, brought to you by our friends at the old DoorDash. That's right. It's almost the weekend. Time to look back and crown this week's MVP on Who Delivered, powered by DoorDash. Just like you can win every Saturday with DoorDash Streaks, saving more every time you order. These players delivered when it mattered most. So let's break it down. For Locked On Lions, you know who delivered last week. Come on now. David Montgomery, 151 yards, couple of touchdowns, including a huge 72-yard run on Monday Night Football against the Ravens. No hesitation, no delay. David Montgomery, just like DoorDash, came through. You've been watching week after week. You know this performance was not a fluke. David Montgomery, he's on a streak right now. Just like Monty delivered for the Lions, DoorDash delivers you Saturdays, and they deliver your Saturdays in a big way. With DoorDash Streaks, you save every Saturday you order. Stack it all up all season long. You can save up to $250, including $100 in DoorDash credits. Order this Saturday. Keep the streak alive. Fuel your game day only with DoorDash. Terms apply. Promo period through November 18th. All right, this is a Friday edition of Locked On Lions. If you missed Andrew Siciliano from Wednesday, find it wherever you get your podcasts on our YouTube channel. Spencer German was with us yesterday for the Thursday crossover. We had a lot of fun talking to Spencer as well, breaking this game down. All right, Kelvin Shepard, Lions defensive coordinator. Let's talk about Terrion Arnold for a second. We mentioned this the other day. Dan Campbell was on with the morning show on the Ticket. 97 won the Ticket with Jim Costa, John Jansen Wednesday morning. Was asked about Terrion Arnold's struggles, and he said, hey, look, he's a young player. It's going to take some more time. We might see more of Amik Robertson this week. Kelvin Shepard was asked about a possible personnel shift at cornerback yesterday, Lions defensive coordinator, and he said that if the change is made, it's not because of Terrion Arnold, but rather the play of Amik Robertson, who we know can play outside corner. We saw it last year in week 18. Quote, has nothing to do with Terrion's play or performance. Let me start there, Shepard said. Come on. Amik has always earned his keep with me. Saw it last year. That's a player that's earned the right to be on the field. And just with the frequency of base defense that we're playing right now, he's losing snaps. And to be honest, he's earned more than what he's got so far. So we are doing this regardless, end quote. All right, two things can be correct at once here. I don't think Kelvin Shepard would be replacing Terrion Arnold, who was a first-round pick, with Amik Robertson if Terrion hadn't had his struggles. He's saying we got to get Amik on the field. We're playing more base defense. Robertson has played in about 51% of the snaps, which if you think that's low for him, you're right. Amik's a good player. They want him on the field. But if Terrion Arnold was not struggling so much, especially early in games, they wouldn't take him out either. right? You do compete for snaps. You do. And the Lions have played more base defense the first 3 weeks. And I think they played all last year in terms of, well, the first 3 games last year. A compare contrast, you can see the Lions have played more 4 down linemen, 3 linebackers. All right. And remember, last year, they couldn't play a ton of base defense because number one, they were playing a lot of teams that had spread out with 3 or 4 receivers. And number two, Derek Barnes was lost for the year with that leg injury very early into last season. He brings flexibility. He brings a confidence in the passing game that despite his size, he can guard tight ends and running backs in the pass game. So Barnes being healthy, they want him on the field too. But Amik Robertson is having a better season, and he had a better season last year than Terrion Arnold. But they drafted Terrion in the first round to be out there. They didn't draft him not to play him. And he's more of an outside corner than Robertson. Shepard's right. Amik's got to be out there, but Shepard's also trying to be nice to Terrion. The bottom line is number 6 has to play better. Has to. And he has struggled throughout the start of the season. We saw the pass interference against DeAndre Hopkins the other day. We saw the just getting lost, really, in coverage a couple of times in the Bears game, too. So, and the Green Bay game, everybody was bad. Okay. I'm not going to excuse Terrion's play the first 3 weeks, but everybody was bad in that game. All right. Taylor Decker has not practiced all week. Taylor Decker didn't practice all of last week. And the Lions today, in their final injury report, have ruled Taylor Decker to be questionable for Sunday with his shoulder injury. Also, Al-Qadim Muhammad is also questionable with a knee injury. Decker has not practiced in a couple of weeks, but boy, oh boy, doesn't matter. That dude has been ready on game days, whether it was Monday night against Baltimore, whether it was Sunday against the Bears, and has played at a very, very high level. So they're resting his shoulder. Dan Campbell thinks he'll play. And that's a good thing because you got Myles Garrett, the best edge rusher in the game. And you know he's going to be doing plenty of lining up against Taylor Decker this week. But again, I think he'll be out there. He's a veteran. Does he really need practice? Everybody does, but a guy like Taylor Decker has been doing this a long time. Ruled out for this game on Sunday, Sione Vaki injured a hamstring and groin on Monday night. Zach Cunningham also hurt his hamstring, played really, really well in the 2 snaps that he was out there, but made some plays, especially at the goal line. The backup linebacker is going to be out. And safety Daniel Thomas, mostly a special teamer, also is out with a forearm injury. So he's one of the gunners as well. So the Lions have to make a move for special teams this week. But I'm not worried about Taylor Decker. He has been, we talk about the offensive line all the time. Decker has played very, very well the last 2 weeks and has faced some really, really good players, whether it was Montez Sweat the other night, whether it was some of the Ravens edge dudes and Mike Green on Monday night. Decker has been really, really solid, really solid. And again, this shoulder has been a problem all year and he hasn't practiced in a couple of weeks, but come game day, man, is he ready to rock? And that's the biggest key for me for the Lions' success the last couple of weeks has been that offensive line. And Campbell said today on Decker, quote, "We'd rather it not be the case, but that's just the way it is right now. He hasn't practiced. We're just trying to get him to where he feels good and feels recovered as much as possible for game day. And it's the right thing to do right now." And Decker's giving us what he's got. We're all appreciative of that. We want him feeling good for the game, and that's the most important thing right now for him. And we're fortunate he's played a lot of ball. He's played a ton of football. He's our most veteran player that we have. So fortunately, walk-through reps serve him well. He can visualize it. He can see it. He works his craft out there when we're going through those. And so he's able to adapt. He's been pretty good for us the last couple of weeks. So there you have it. Dan Campbell is just fine with Taylor Decker, the most veteran guy they have, not practicing. But we haven't called his name much the last 2 weeks, and that's because he's been really, really good. Really good. So, man, what a difference a couple of weeks makes. The opening game against Green Bay, the O-line was terrible. And now they've established themselves against Chicago and Baltimore as a group and a force to be reckoned with. And this is a good test this week against the Browns. Very, very deep defensive line. And their rookie Mason Graham, Myles Garrett, they've got Malik Collins, who they got from the Niners, has been very good for them this season. All right, coming up next, we are bringing it back. It's been a while since we've done this. We're going to bring a call of the day out here from one of our everyday listeners out of state. We'll do that next, right here on a Friday edition of Locked On Lions. Locked On Lions is sponsored by Mazda today. Mazda crafts cars for those who do more than simply move. Mazda delivers confidence with every ride, with more IIHS Top Safety Pick awards than anyone else. All right, from footwork to breath work, athletes sweat all the details. Mazda brings the same intention to how we craft every model. You can feel Japanese craftsmanship in every detail, from the metallic accents to available Napa leather upholstery. Like our players, we sweat every detail, because when you make every move count, impossible becomes irrelevant. Mazda, move and be moved. All right, we're going to do a call today of everybody coming up in a second, but listen up. I need to make a big announcement here. It's not a big announcement, but I need a clarifying statement here. We love the Locked On Lions Squad Show. It's another show that we offer for you right here on our channel here with Jake Riepma, with Brad Banta, Natalie Kerwin. They have a lot of fun, and they do a good job. They do 2 shows a week, and they do the live post-game show on Sundays. Many of you get in your feeds and you see the Locked On Lions Squad Show. That does not mean I have not done a show. All right? I'm getting messages from people, where were you Sunday? I was right here. They get posted on the feed. So if you have Apple Podcasts, for example, and you see on your phone that you get an alert and it says Locked On Lions Squad Show on Sunday, listen to it. Check it out. But also look closely. My show will be there as well. All right, so I'm going to be on Sunday. It will be later than the Squad Show. They're live. I'm not. They also post theirs as a recorded show. Check them out. Check them all. Check all the shows out. Locked On Red Wings, Locked On Tigers, Locked On Pistons. Watch them all. Listen to them all. But don't think I'm not on. I am. We're here Monday through Friday, and we're here after all the games. All right, so don't forget to find me too. I'm getting people saying, didn't see your show Sunday. Didn't know you had a show. We're always going to be on after games. But there'll be 2 shows Sunday. There'll be the Squad Show and ours. So please check both of us out and support us. It is a lot of fun to talk Lions. We're having a blast, man. Love doing this. 10th season doing the show, and we're loving it. Loving every minute of it. All right, let's do this, folks. It's time for our call of the day. If you want to be our call of the day, go to speakpipe.com/Dery, DERY podcast page. Lewis checking in. Feeling good, Lewis? Lewis is checking in from Central New York. Let's take a listen.
Hey, Matt. Lewis calling from Bills Mafia country. However, you know I love my Lions. So I keep hearing about how the Ravens were missing guys like Kyle Van Noy and Matabike, and there's another player whose name escapes me, but they were missing 3 guys on defense, and, you know, the whole hurt excuse. And people assume that we're healthy just because we have, well, not 20 guys on IR, but there's still some guys that are working their way back who aren't on the field yet, like Pro Bowler Ali McNeil, Malcolm Rodriguez, Josh Pascal, and Levi Onwuzurike. I know Marcus Davenport, Davenport, just went on IR, but we're not fully healthy yet. So my question, Matt, is once the guys return, for the ones who are going to be able to return, what do you see as the ceiling for this defense as they make their way through the rest of this tough schedule?
All right, Lewis, thank you very much checking in from up there near Buffalo with our call of the day. And he's right. Aleem McNeil, when he comes back, boy, talk about the way that DJ Reader is playing in the early season. He's flying around the football. You like what Tyleek Williams has done the first few weeks. I know Roy Lopez has been in there, but the depth that they're going to get back with Pascal and with Aleem is going to be great. Levi Onwuzurike obviously is lost for the year. Hopefully Davenport returns at some point, although I'm not really counting my chickens here before they hatch. Can't believe I just said that, but it's like I feel like I'm back in the 80s making a comment like that. Maybe I'm showing my age, but you know what I mean. All right. Yeah. I mean, Lewis, what I see is the sky's the limit for this defense. I'm seeing guys getting better. I mean, Shepard talked about it the other day, Calvin Shepard. Terran Arnold is young, but he's going to get better. All right. And I think that the depth that this team has put out there defensively, and I know we worry about edge rusher depth. Look, I worry about it too. Right. I mean, Al-Qadim Muhammad has a knee issue this week. Questionable. He's going to play. All right. Questionable means he's going to play. But what if he's slowed down? Who comes in? Do we see Tyrus Wheat for the first time? Or there's that we talk about. But you see Jack Campbell, you see Derek Barnes, you see these guys getting better. Aiden Hutchinson getting healthier. And you're right. You add McNeil to the mix, and he mixes in with Reader and Tyleek. That's formidable. It really is. And Aleem sounds like is on track to be back as early as the Vikings game November 2nd after the bye week, which would be awesome to get him back. But I love the way the defense is playing right now. They're not perfect. We talked about the Browns defense being number one so far, but Lions are making progress with this defense, and you're seeing the secondary is better. You're seeing the safety. DJ Reed is an upgrade from Carlton Davis or anything that the Lions have had at corner as a number one corner the last few years. Joseph and Branch are so good. Brian Branch gets better every week. He just does. So, all right. Everybody have a great weekend. We are with you on Sunday following the game for a little recap of Lions and Browns. This has been another week of Locked On Lions right here on the Locked On Podcast Network. Thank you for making us your first listen. Thanks for checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Appreciate all of your support. Locked On Lions Instagram, their TikTok, our TikTok, whatever it is, find us. Facebook, of course. And we'll talk to you again Sunday.